What up, what up, world? It's your boy, Chef, and I got a special guest here, man. Would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm RJ Balhorn.
RJ Balhorn, man, a good friend of mine, man. As y'all know, we are in the Entrepreneurship series, and so we are going to be talking about business for the next couple of weeks, man. All we trying to do here is, like I say every week, man, be a positive platform for the community and be a voice for the voiceless, man. We had an awesome show last week, man. If y'all didn't tune in, please go check that boy out, man. It was awesome. It was very educational, man. My girl Delinda came through, man, and dropped some nuggets on y'all, man. She even left a number on there, man, at the end of the show, man. If y'all want to just go back and get that number, man, and definitely hit her up, man. We talked about let's get into the business, man. And, you know, we just was going in, man. It was a really good show, man. I would ask, did you catch it? But a lot of y'all probably don't even know a lot of stuff about business, man. But it's really important to get a business mindset if you're going to be in business. I know you've been in business for a minute, and man, so we want to talk about that. I always do that every week. It's nothing new. I tell you, I do that every week, RJ. Since I've been doing this show, I literally do that every week. What's up, y'all? What's up, Ma? My mama on here, man. We got a few people on here, man. You're a real cool dude, man. So we gonna get into, you know, your business and stuff. I see you got a few books, man, that we go reference, man. We just want to talk about business this week. Why am I talking about business? Why is this so near and dear to my heart? Because I believe that there are business owners who don't really have any direction. They want to do something, but they don't know which way to go. And that's okay, because not all of us start out somewhere, right? And exactly. And starting out, I mean, hey, I think we all started out a little bit crazy, huh? Mm-hmm. How was your start?
Yeah, I just started working for an appraisal company.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I had sent out 50 resumes.
50?
Yeah, and I got one call back.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so I got hired by that guy. This was in 1987.
1987.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
And I was just a trainee, and we were technically self-employed.
Right.
We used his office space. It's kind of like a realtor setup, you know, real estate where you split the commission. Right. And so I was working as a trainee there. He had hired 4 people, new people, and about 6 months later, the economy just tanked.
Just tanked.
Yeah, and he laid all 4 of us off. But luckily, he hooked me up with another guy, and I ended up staying with him for 10 years. And that's where I learned most of my appraisal knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can dig that, man. I'm trying to like, follow, and share, man. You know, like I tell everybody every week, man, please like, follow, and share, man. Don't have us sitting on here doing all the work. We doing enough, man, by getting this information to you, man, and coming on here every week. Y'all can help us out by pressing a few buttons, man. Please like, follow, and share. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube, man. Also, I got to give my boy a shout out, man. Hearing Eyes Podcast, man. My boy be doing his thing every week, man. He be down here making sure that we go live, man. And y'all don't want to miss next month, man. I know this month y'all probably rubbing your head, scratching your head like, man, I'm done talking about business. Nah, we ain't finished yet. We go talk about this a little bit more, because I want to drive this home. So y'all can't say, well, they ain't never talked about no business. They always talking about relationships and this, that, and the other. They don't ever talk about. Yeah, nah, we gonna have everything on here. So if you ever want to just go back and find some information, you can go back to one of these recordings and these segments and actually dig in there and find something that I guarantee you it'll be some news you can use. But so we gonna be talking about business on another scale tonight, man. So the topic for tonight, the title for tonight is called Business Consciousness. Business Consciousness. A lot of people have no idea what business consciousness really is. So business consciousness is, to put in layman's terms, it's understanding who you are and what you're trying to do and doing it to the greatest extent of it. You understand? So it's not just doing what you can do to make you happy, but it's doing what you need to do to make your brand be built correctly. It's doing what you need to do to keep your customers. It's doing what you need to do to have a great product and a good quality and a good quantity. All this is business consciousness. It's basically being aware of who you are and what you're trying to do and who your clientele is. You cannot have a good business without having an idea of who you're trying to reach, right? Exactly. You have to know who your people are. You got to know what you got to give, and everybody don't have the same thing to give. Some people got different talents in different areas, right? Mm-hmm. I believe you're an appraiser, right?
Yeah.
It's what you do. You go about and tell people how much their house worth.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna put you out. I ain't gonna put you out there.
No, it's more like the bank contacts me to go appraise a house that someone had applied for a loan on, and they want to make sure that the house is a good asset for them to lend money on,
right?
And so they don't lend more money than the house is worth. Yeah,
or they don't go too low.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also in good condition, or
right,
at least average condition.
It ain't no trash house.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like their eyes and ears. They don't want to go out there, so they send me.
As you know, I'm a builder. So we kind of work hand in hand with y'all, right? Sometimes we don't really like y'all too much. You know that? Sometimes we love y'all, but sometimes we be like, man, that doggone appraiser. I ought to find that appraiser, man. Tell him what ear for. But man, sometimes we be like, yes, thank God for that appraiser. He did his thing.
Yeah, that's the secret. Is the new guys, they're going to have an agenda and not. The best way for me is for you never to even think about me again once I go out there to get me into the house.
Right.
I take care of my measurements and everything there, and then after that, the loan sells right through.
You gone.
Yeah, so that's, otherwise, I start hearing it from, you got two agents involved, a seller and buying agent. They get upset. The bank officer doesn't get their commission.
Right.
You don't get your commission.
You control a lot of money.
Yeah, there's
so you got to have business consciousness in that.
Yeah, so you have to do it. Sometimes there's just no way to make the deal work.
Right.
But 99 times out of 100, I can get it to work.
Ooh, 99 times out of 100. Y'all hear that, man? 99 times out of 100, he go get you in the door. Whichever way you trying to go, he go get you in the door. So let me ask you just a few little questions, man. I want to kind of get into how you kind of got into business. First of all, how long you been in business?
35 years. This is 35th year.
Dang, 35 years of business, man. I don't know about you. I wish I had one of those things where you can do an applause or something. Man, that's awesome, man. 35 years.
Yeah.
So I guess it's safe to say that you done had some ups and downs.
Yeah, it's there's slow times. Times you want to try to branch out and do something else, and you got to find out what works best for you.
Right.
I was telling you that after I went off, I left that company and was working out of my house, and we actually had some friends that had an office space here in this building.
In this building,
yes. Yeah, so
welcome home.
Yeah, it's kind of changed a little bit, but
yeah. When was this?
I want to say 1999, 2000. Yeah. So I was renting some space from them,
right?
And then I actually had an employee, and that's when you start getting employees, that's where it really gets tough, because you got to make that the tax payment, tax deposit,
right?
For their salary, and then things just really slowed down, and I just I told her that I had to lay her off,
right?
So she goes down and files unemployment on me. So I still had to pay that back, and then I got audited by
the IRS.
No, not by the IRS, by the Unemployment Commission.
Dang.
Employment Commission.
Man.
So it's a lot of headaches. So ever since then, it's just been me.
Just been you?
Yeah.
You ain't trying to deal with that no more?
Yeah.
I could dig that. So what motivated you to go into business?
Well, it was my dad actually did some appraisals part-time.
Oh, okay.
Way back when I used to see him doing them, but I didn't really go out with him or inspections or anything. But, I knew a little bit about the appraisal business.
So your dad was in business for himself.
Yeah, he was a realtor and a developer and things like that.
So they just kind of rolled over onto you.
But yeah, he was, we were in a small town, so you had to do a lot of things to make ends meet.
Do a lot of things.
Yeah,
a lot of things.
He was a lot of sales, development, building. Yeah, and I was a little bit of everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So, man, look, we just want, so this is my whole intention for this segment, right? I just want to allow people to understand or feel, not so stressed out or pressured about opening a business, because so many people want to do it, but they just aren't encouraged enough because they feel like all this stuff is just way too hard to understand. It's too hard to comprehend. Just being honest, when you first got in business, what where do you think you was at business-wise mentally?
See, I was a little bit different just because we were affiliated with an office, but we split our commissions,
right?
To pay for his share. So I had a lot of guidance.
You had a lot of guidance.
Yeah, he trained me, really good. I was training really for 5 years, I think.
Wow.
And so it's a little bit different than opening up another business, just like a store or whatever you're trying to do.
So if it had not been for that guidance, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
I'd probably be a general by now, or if I was in the Army. Yeah.
A general?
Yeah, 35 years, I think. Yeah, if you don't make general, you're out.
You go to the Army. Yeah. I can dig that. So let me ask you this. Why did that motivate you? Like, just being confident, was that part of it? Like, that gave you enough to stand on?
Yeah. And, we still have the flexibility. You don't have to punch a clock. And you're not stuck in the office all day.
Right.
You're in there writing your reports up, but then you go out and inspect the houses.
Right. Because you pretty much subcontract.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so you get paid by the work you do.
Yeah, exactly. If I choose not to work, then I don't make any money.
Ooh,
yeah, so
that is the essence.
That's probably the hardest thing is you got to get up in the morning and get to work.
You got to get up.
And I always say I'm going to the office. So what I do is walk. I got a long hallway down in my house, so I walk from my bedroom all the way down to the other side of the house to my office.
Right. So you got a long walk, huh?
Yeah. Then then you got to get to work. It's the hard part.
Right. And so you got to be self-motivated.
Yeah, exactly.
So how does that work? Like, what kind of discipline does that require?
It just you just got to be a self-starter, and you can't let things distract you too much.
So you hearing it from a boss. I know you probably over there like, man, I really ain't too much, feeling it. But I'm telling you, this dude is spitting wisdom. We have to being self-motivated is not easy, especially when you dealing with hell and high water. You got your family tripping, you got your personal life, you got your boo tripping, you got all these things coming up against you, and you got to run this business, and these bills steady coming in. They ain't stopping because you feel some type of way, and so you got to be self-motivated. You got to drive. Like, it really takes something to be in you, right? It can't be on you. It got to be in you, right?
Yeah. You just my typical morning is I get up, make sure my son woke up, and he's getting ready for school, and so I start checking the emails, and that's how we get our orders. The banks send us emails that we bid on if we want to do them. And if they like your bid, they'll give it to you. So then I got to run him to school, and then come back, get back to work, and
so you still got to deal with the life issues,
you got to do exactly,
and juggle all that together. And you've been doing this for 35 years.
Yeah, so I'm getting it down finally,
Yeah. 35 years later, I'm still figuring it out, man. Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with it, Doc. At least you still figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us,
Yeah. You still see stuff that you've never seen before. Like, I do appraisals for this small company. It's the daughter of a friend of mine that they're doing hard money loans, which would lend to remodelers to remodel the house. So this particular house is way out in the country, out in Sanger.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it's up past north of Denton.
No, okay.
And took forever to get up there. And, yeah, so, but, you know, she said it was 2 houses, and I wasn't sure what the deal was. And it's actually it's about an acre of land. And all the subdivision is on acres.
Right.
But they had 2 houses on the same lot, both the same. I don't know. And the guy was just renting them out. He moved to California.
Right.
And so this person saw it for sale and bought it, and he's going to subdivide it.
Right.
You know, so you have one house on one lot and one on the other.
Yeah.
So I've never really ran into a case like that.
So you had to kind of do an appraisal on that.
Well, I found out that he was going to subdivide it. So, I mean, because it would be impossible. If you got 2 houses exactly the same on one lot, I mean, we're supposed to find 3 houses to compare it to.
Right.
Well, there's not going to be anything like that.
Right.
Yeah, you get occasionally you get a deal where you got a guest house or mom's little house that's in the backyard or something like that. And you get those. Yeah, this is 2 houses were pretty much exactly the same.
Wow.
So luckily the guy's subdividing, so I'm doing an appraisal on each one.
And you appraised them for the same amount?
Yeah, pretty much, because they're pretty much the same house.
Right, but you was able to get that.
Yeah,
get
that's the way I've been doing it.
Because you've been doing it for 35 years. Somebody else probably would have walked away from that.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I don't know what to do right here. Man, that's what's up. At what age did you decide you wanted to go in business?
Let's see, I was...
we ain't trying to give away too much of your age right now.
Well, shoot. It's fine. You get up to 6. Once you cross 60, you don't have nothing to worry about.
See, you had already spilled the beans. I wouldn't even say that. But you had already get with her. So what age?
Yeah, I was I was telling you, I finished grad school and went back to A&M to get an accounting degree. In my last semester there, I took elective in appraising. I thought, man, this might be kind of a good deal.
Right.
And so that's how I got started. And
so you didn't originally, that wasn't something that you wanted to do, even though your dad did it.
Yeah, I really wasn't thinking about it. It's just
it just happened.
And like my oldest daughter's 28. No, she's going to be 30 now this September. God. So, and she rode around with me a lot, and saw me working. She just didn't really want that.
She wanted nothing to do with that. That's what's up, though, man. So, how old were you?
I was 26 when I first started.
You know, you almost tried to avoid that question, right?
Yeah, I was 26, and then I got laid off right when I turned 27, and got with the other guy, so I started with
that's
him.
When you started going with that?
Yes, yeah.
And so you kind of branched out from there.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So what do you say to people who don't really have that, mentor in business when they first get started? What's a little knowledge you can give to them?
Well, you can read, ask questions, but the big problem you see businesses start and fail all the time is they borrow money. And
PPP loan.
Yeah, any kind of loan. Yeah, any kind of loan, like a small business loan to get started. And you got to make that. You got the extra pressure of having to meet that loan payments.
Right.
And they buy a specialized vehicle to use.
Right.
Things like that. And there's gonna be good times and bad times. It's just the way it works.
Yeah, but what if that's all they got to depend on is those special loans?
You might be better off working for someone else. See, I have it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I have it down. My office now is in my home. I use. I just have my computer and my high-speed internet.
Right.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, and when I first started, this was 35 years ago. It was before the internet. So yeah, way back when.
Shoot.
So yeah, it was.
What y'all did back then?
Yeah, it was different. We had to. Actually, it was even before the computers.
Wow.
They had my first job. They still had a secretary that.
Bro, you a dinosaur.
Typed out the a thing called a typewriter. It typed out the reports.
He said a thing called a typewriter. I know a typewriter.
Well, a lot of people don't anymore. So then,
oh my God!
Yeah. So then we were able to do the reports on the computers. You know, they're really slow ones compared to today. But so we did that part, but we still were taking our pictures and going down with 35 millimeter cameras and going to 1 hour photo, and you know, and then we glue them back into the reports. That's how we did them for probably about 10 years, and you know, then the digital cameras came out, and then you were, instead of using FedEx to deliver the reports or a courier, you could start just sending them on the internet, and that's when it all changed. You know, everyone had big offices with 10, 15, 20 appraisers. Then it was feasible to work out of your house, you know, and just email them and email the reports. And so that's, you know, it was good. I started when I did, you know, I got on all the approved, you got to get me on, like, for example, for Bank of America, they got my name on there, Wells Fargo, all the big banks.
All the big banks.
Yeah, and then the small ones, but you know, they all know you and they approved it. And then you get also on, the other one you got to get on is for FHA loans. That's a different, the government, federal government program. So you get on that list, and once you're on those lists, you know, as long as you do a good job, you stay on them. Right. And so, you know, they go through, if they need an appraisal, they look and see who's on the approved list, and you know, they'll see my name. They'll see my name, and they'll send me a.
And so you've been doing that for a minute. Yeah. So, 35 years in the game, man. That's a long time, man. And I've seen plenty of people go through there. 10 years, they good. 20 years, they good. But what? I mean, because you got to be, like, you know, evolving with the times. I mean, like, you can't just still be in a 35-year ago mindset. Like, you got to evolve over time. How has business changed from the time you started to now in that sense? Like, what moves did you make to kind of keep up with the progress?
Well, when I started, it was even before pagers were out. I mean, that's how long ago. You like, you know, pagers.
You like Charlie Wilson on the appraisal game, bro. Yeah, Charlie Wilson's still going. And
you know, they could never. You know, you go out, your secretary could never find you until you came back into the office. Right. So, you know, then everyone started getting pagers, and so they could find you that way. And then cell phones started getting, but we had them mounted. They were still mounted in the car. Yeah, I was mounted in the car. So if you weren't in there, it wouldn't work. So that, you know, that. Bro, so then we moved.
This is cool, man. This is cool. This is new to me. I've never had this experience with somebody who's been in business this long for themselves. Yeah. You know, basically solo the whole time. Like, this is historic. Like, you don't realize that you are an encouragement to me, man. You are proof that you can do it. You know, even though you didn't want to exactly do what you're doing. Say, sometimes you just got to jump on that bull and start riding. Exactly, You've been riding that bull for 35 years.
So yeah, it's all. So now, with the internet, everything's just faster, streamlined. You get all your information that you need. Right. You can actually make the appointments to go get in the house if you want to. Just, you don't even have to call anybody. Right. You just do it on the internet.
Because of the pandemic too.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So it's I just want really let me shout out my people real quick, man, because I know they probably watching, man. Look, Kyra, Twan, Roz, they in the building. They probably on here watching, man. I don't know what they doing at the very moment. Just be ready when they come back come February, man, because y'all don't really know. We about to set this thing off in February, man. I got some stuff locked and loaded for y'all, man, but just want to send y'all a shout out, man. Let y'all know that I love y'all, man. I definitely miss y'all, man. Can't wait to get y'all back on the show, man. We got my boy here, man. Say, I've been knowing RJ for a little bit over 5 years now. And, I mean, we've been cool ever since. Like, you know what I'm saying? We've been cool a long time, man. Like, it's really been a good relationship, man. Oh, what's up, Roz? I see you here, man. I know y'all on there watching. I ain't tripping, man. I know y'all on here. But, yeah, man. So, I just want to ask you a question. I mean, you ain't got to, you know, go too in depth with it. You know, I ain't trying to test your mental illness or nothing like that. You say you got mental illness or nothing. I just want to know, in 35 years is a long time. Was there ever a time that you just wanted to give up?
not give up, but try something else. But every time, I would look at something else, I knew that I could, for an hour of work, I could make a lot more money still doing appraisals than anything else I could try. So I've just kind of stuck with it. You get to the point where you don't know how to do anything else.
I guess you're right. I guess you're right. Yeah. I know some builders, man. They've been in the game for over 20 years, and I don't think they have time enough in their life to figure out another profession.
Exactly, and
that's all they know.
And they're so good at what they're doing,
right,
that there's going to be a learning curve to learn something else that you might want to do. But if you got bills to pay, you just got to make the money the easiest way you can.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Calvin, bruh, I don't know how long you gonna be working that camera, but if you do that too long, you'll get to a point where that's all you gonna know how to do. You just heard the man say, shoot, 35 years, man. Y'all don't get stuck in no dead-end situation. You're not in a dead-end situation. But no, what I'm saying is don't get stuck at a job that's not what you want to do forever, because you'll get to a point where that's all you know how to do. You know what I'm saying? And you will get comfortable and complacent in a place where God only called you to stay for a moment. Now you have made this an eternity. So you got to watch where you're staying at. You got to watch where you open a business. Go for it. I mean, jump off the cliff. I don't care what you're doing in your lifetime. You still got enough time to change it up. Because once you get to a certain point, you ain't really got enough time to figure out, all right, let me pull that back, because I have seen 60, 70-year-olds go into new stuff, but it's not it's a rare thing. Let me just say that it's really rare. So get into what you got to get into early, man. So I can dig that. If you could do it all over again, what kind of changes would you make?
Well, the biggest thing I learned was not to borrow money.
I see you real stickler on that.
Because, I used to have, I had 11 rental houses.
Wow.
But, I owed money on them. So, and if you're juggling 11 of them, and you get 5 tenants move out at once.
Wow.
And then the other one needs a bunch of repairs, and then you got to, once the tenant moves out, you got to pretty much redo the house too. You have new carpet and everything. So and
you still got to pay that mortgage or whatever.
Yeah, you got to make that mortgage. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So that's 5 mortgages you got to make every month, and then you still got to get the house fixed up. And the longer that booger sit, the more money come out your pocket. Exactly. And then you got this money you done borrowed. Man, that's a situation.
That's a lot of pressure.
I'm pretty sure that taught you a lot.
Yeah, I learned the hard way. You learn hard knocks.
I think experience is the best teacher, especially in business. You know what I'm saying? I think experience can teach you better than anybody can teach you. We can follow all of the Earl Thomases. We can follow all of the, people that's out there giving business information. But until you actually get out there and get your feet wet, you won't take none of that stuff to heart. I know I didn't. Until I started actually getting into business myself.
So you just have to learn from your mistakes. Basically, if you can do that, then you can. If you're cut out for business, if you don't learn, if you keep doing the same stuff over and over again, then
you're gonna be in trouble.
You might be better off getting a job. So.
Just be honest. I mean, that's what's up. That's what's up. What is some advice that you would give to the young entrepreneurs in this present day? Besides, don't borrow money.
Find a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be hard to get started. That's just the hard deal. But there's a lot of things you can do without having huge overhead. Like I got a friend that he was telling me that his son, while in high school, started selling things on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And
out the house?
Yeah, out of the house on his computer. So
he wasn't selling the house though.
No, he was selling. Different, like stuff you buy on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
So he got to specialize in these little specialized cameras that they use, that researchers use in schools and universities. And so I went to Texas A&M, and my friend sent me the receipt they ordered 20 cameras from his son. He was only 16 or 17 years old. So if you could find something that people want that, not everybody has, or it's kind of hard to get, that's a good way to start.
So you got to be unique, in other words.
Yeah, you got to be unique. Yeah.
And you got to have something that you are actually interested in pushing.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you got to believe in your product, or your enthusiasm is not going to be there.
What? You got to believe in your product. Yeah. Man, say, this boy says some stuff. Y'all probably ain't catching it like I'm catching it. You got to believe in your product, and not only your product, you got to believe in yourself. So you believe in your product.
Yeah, because it's pretty much me.
Ain't got nothing to worry about.
Well, if you don't believe
in yourself,
you can do the best job on these appraisals.
Right.
Then that's what keeps you going.
Right. So if I was your son, what advice would you give me?
The first thing I would say is learn a skill or a trade that not everyone has. Like, for example, a welder.
Right.
You become a good welder, then no one can ever take that away from you.
Right.
So you'll always be able to find work.
Right.
Wherever you go. Another thing would be like doing upholstery work on car upholstery. If you know how to work that sewing machine, that's something that no one's ever going to be able to take away from you.
Right.
So that way you can always make money.
So learn a skill, learn something, do something with your hands, something that can't nobody take from you.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what a lot of problem with a lot of young people are. They're not learning any skills.
Yeah, they go to like my sister. She went to school for art history. Well, she ended up being a bartender all her life. Because there just isn't.
There's demand for that.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah.
No demand for that.
Exactly.
So, I ain't laughing at it, but that is kind of funny.
That's a lot of people they're getting out of school these days. It's so expensive. With $100,000 in student loans. Man,
my cousin told me the only thing, and I'm not discouraging anybody to go to school. Do whatever you feel like you need to do for yourself. My cousin told me the only thing he got out of college with was $100,000 debt.
Yeah,
he don't use none of the stuff he went to college for. He just got out of there. Now he got to pay this. He got a debt that he got to pay back, and he's not utilizing any other stuff that he learned in the college. And I said, man, that's crazy, man. And I mean,
and that makes it tough for a young person to buy their first house,
right?
With that $100,000 debt,
right? That boy said, man, I got all this debt, and I'm here cleaning toilets. That boy had me laughing. Man, I ain't saying that's gonna end up being one of y'all, but man, I'm just saying, all right. All of my grown people are doing an awesome job, and I love them so much. That's my mother. She on her, they watching, man. We ain't got a whole bunch of watches, but people go back and look at this. And I think they will get some good nuggets out of it, because learning a skill, you got all these young people, and that's so powerful that you say that, because you got all of these young people that aren't learning any skills. I think the most valuable skill that all the young people got right now is TikTok videos.
Yeah, and they're going to become millionaire.
Yeah,
guys like
they got hope for that.
Jake Paul or something.
Man, that stuff is a fluke, man. That stuff is not. I mean, I think it's just one of those things. Like, it's just one of those things that's just passing through. Like, I don't think that thing. It doesn't actually. It's not a skill. It's not something that you can actually take with you. Like, if TikTok was to fall off the map, then what? You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna find
you have to find something else, and then it's going to have to happen so rapidly. But if you have a skill that nobody can take from you, like carpentry, HVAC, plumbing, electrician.
Exactly.
You have all these skills, everybody go need somewhere to stay always. Like, people go always get their hair cut. Everybody go always need clothes. You can be a designer. Like, my son, he wants to be a designer, and I'm willing to help him in any way, form, and fashion that I can. He just got to give me the necessary stuff that he needs in order to do that, and I've been encouraging him to do that for so long. I can't wait till he actually does it. And I just, so let me ask you this. I want to go on to another part of this, and I really want you to be honest, too. Have you ever, what is your thoughts about business and pleasure?
Well, you have to. When you say pleasure, if you
like
enjoy
mixing them.
If you enjoy your work.
No. I'm talking about like mixing business with pleasure.
Oh, okay.
Look on your face, bro. That look on your face is priceless. I ain't lying. Say that look on your face is so priceless. Like, have you ever mixed business with pleasure?
I guess a little bit, yeah.
Oh, how that work out?
Probably in the end, not too good.
I don't think it ever does.
No.
So
You got to keep it separate, I guess.
You got to keep it separate.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that you could ever mix business with pleasure and actually come out kind of good?
Give me an example.
I can't. I ain't ever had one.
Oh.
I don't think it works. I really don't think you can mix business with pleasure.
Yeah.
I think there has to be a distinction.
Yeah. A lot of businesses run into trouble as, there'll be two or more people want to be partners.
Mm-hmm.
They start out, everything's hunky-dory at first, and then, everyone's got their own personal agenda too,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it's just not working, and you end up breaking up the company or
right. Being in a bad situation. So do you think it's safe for people, just because they've been in a relationship a long time, just because they know each other, do you think it's safe for them to sign a contract? Would you say sign a contract, or would you say
only
nah?
Only if you're married? I would say, because that, and even then, how long is the marriage going to last? Because I've seen a lot of problems there too. If you, the first guy I worked for, or the guy I worked for 10 years, he ended up getting a divorce, and and he had to borrow money to.
Oh, wow.
Split the company because he split it in half.
Right.
And that was kind of the beginning of the end right there.
Man, that's messed up.
Yeah.
So, word to the wise, never mix business with pleasure, even if you're married. Keep it on the dotted line. Don't cross that line of mixing business with pleasure. Man, so was it all worth it, man?
Yeah, I think so. I have friends that are retired now with big fat pensions.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of a little bit jealous of them, but they worked like dogs for all this time, and
I'm glad there's good
no
information.
time off. Yeah. So, and you get guys that say we're in the service, 20, 30 years, you almost get full pay. So, but they were so bored most of the time.
Right.
Well, you're doing a lot of nothing for most of the time, and then you might have some action.
Right.
So,
well, I mean, if you do what you love and you love what you do, I don't think it gets bored.
Yeah, I've been able to travel a lot. I think about at least 15. I'd have to count all the countries. 15. I've been to Africa.
Wow.
And my wife is in the Dominican Republic, so I
Your
go
wife?
there. Yeah, I go there a lot now. So
Your wife? What's your wife's name?
Anna.
Anna.
Yeah.
Anna. I've seen your wife. She's a beautiful young woman, man. Congratulations on that, man. I'm really happy for y'all, man. So you've been to Jamaica.
Yeah,
you've been
a
lot of places, and just over 35 years of business, you got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And you got to relax. So,
but you can you got the flexibility to go. Where you can take 3 or 4 trips a year.
Right, in your line.
Yeah. So you have that flexibility, so that's good.
So I've got to ask you this question, and then I want you to talk about those books you got over there, because I really want to. That Think and Grow Rich, man. I have a friend who is so ecstatic about this freaking book, man. He talks about this book so much, man. I really want to. I'm gonna go ahead and read it. I got the book, but I haven't read the book. But when it comes to actually making time for yourself, because as a business owner, it's so hard to make time for yourself, especially this and being in business 35 years. How do you make time for yourself? Do you just have to steal it, like you just got to take it, or how do you do it?
Yeah, you just got to plan ahead. But I'm working. I'm free to go pick up my son from school, but I'm working all the time.
Even on your trips.
Yeah, if I could really get away from it, that's why I'd probably take a trip. But you're gonna have work waiting for you when you get back.
Right.
You're worried about that, and
it's just no downtime.
Yeah, even Saturdays and Sundays, I'm working
You
all the
getting
time.
it.
Yeah, I'm 7 days a week.
7 days. Ain't no off days for a boss.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that's right, man. I know that's right,
and
man.
it also depends on how much money you want to make.
Right.
If you want to cut it off at 5 o'clock every day, you're not gonna. I get a lot of my work done after 5 till 5 to 10 at night.
That's when you get a lot of your
I get a
stuff
lot done. Yeah,
that's what's up.
But I have my eye on the football game.
you gotta multitask.
You got to be a multitask. Exactly. Yeah.
I got a friend that say there's no such thing as multitasking.
For some people, there isn't. Yeah, you just got to.
He say scientifically, it is no way that a person can multitask. You either focus on one thing and not on the other, or you just.
I would probably go crazy though if I was just locked in the room typing up appraisals.
Going crazy. Some people are going crazy.
Yeah.
That's why you got a lot of people getting on alcohol and doing drugs right now because they sit at their desk. Shoot, by the time they get off work, they need to go to bed. Drunk. Yeah, so, man, you got these books over here.
Okay.
What's that, The Richest Man in Babylon?
Yeah,
what's that?
This is actually one of my favorites. Yeah, it's really easy to read. It was actually written like early 1900.
Who the author on that?
His name is George S. Clason. He was a.
So this is the book.
Yeah.
Man, y'all gotta go and get these books, man. These books are really good books, man. This is the book for that George S. Clason, The Richest Man in Babylon. So what's the book about?
Yeah, he wrote this for his customers, and he
wrote a book for his customers.
Yeah, he'd hand these out. He was an insurance broker, I think.
What?
And he would hand them out to everybody, and basically it's a really easy read.
Mm-hmm.
It's set back in like 5000 BC, so Babylon times, and so they have a guy. He makes I can't remember what work he does, but he's not making enough money to take care of his family.
Right.
And there's one guy that's really wealthy, and he starts teaching everyone how to do it, what he does, and basically you keep like 10% of what you make, keep that for yourself, pay yourself first, and then invest that.
Right.
And the story is, his first investment he makes, someone swindles him and he loses it all.
That's just how business goes.
You have to learn what you're doing and who to trust. Up. Yeah, and this is just a real good book. You could read it in a good day if you wanted to.
Again, man, George Clason's The Richest Man in Babylon. Get the book, man. It'll teach you about scandals. From what I understand, it'll teach you about business scandals. And everybody know, if you in business, you'd have been bamboozled once or twice. I guarantee you. So get the book, man. What's that other book you got over there?
One quick thing. There's one chapter, they'd ride their camels to Syria to do trading. And he'd been in it. He started when he was a young man, and he saw these two young guys working in a field with the crops. And 40 years later, he was on that same trail, and he saw these two old men there, and it was still the same two guys doing the same thing.
Same stuff.
Yeah, so it's a really, really good book.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's really easy to read.
I'm going to send them up there just so people can see them.
Oh, okay.
Just in case they want to get the book, man. Just in case y'all want to go and get those. I'm going to sit them up there for y'all to kind of go through your Audible or whatever you go get it on.
And this Think and Grow Rich is the original.
This is the original Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
The original book.
This guy, Napoleon Hill. He, there was this big steel magnate, Andrew Carnegie.
Andrew Carnegie.
Yeah. He gave, all he did was, he knew all the businessmen like Henry Ford and just everybody at the time. This is about a good 100 years ago. And so he gave him letters of introduction. So he'd go and interview them. And it took him 20 years of interviewing all these different guys. And then he tried to find the secret of what they had. And he wrote it all down and put it in this book,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still being printed today.
Right.
I used to hang out a lot of half-price books and dig around. That's where I found this one from 1946, I think.
Wow.
So that was like one of the
original
second
copy.
printing, yeah. So anyway, it's kind of old. You know, the writing is really old-fashioned,
Right.
You know, but you get
But it
around,
still make that
you get
money.
around that. But the ideas are really
Right.
sound. So
Shoot, 1946,
Yeah.
and it's 2022 right now, and the book is
it's time
still
for
out
it.
there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're still printing it, and there's on Facebook you can hook up with there's a Napoleon Hill Foundation,
Mhm.
and you know they're still writing. They're taking all his stuff. He was a real prolific writer,
Right.
So they're still finding his stuff and reworking it in different books and stuff.
yeah,
So yeah,
that's
and
cool.
all the self-help books that are out there today are based off this one.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're just reworking the ideas.
Man, I got a friend who reads that book like it's the Bible.
Yeah, it's
Like it's
It
the
really-
Bible first, and then it's this book. And so that book is just that important to him. So I really got to get into it and read it, man.
Yeah,
especially being in business.
it's pretty easy to read too. It's nothing
Nothing too hard.
nothing too hard.
Okay.
So-
well, shoot. What's the next one?
Let's see what we got here. This is a guy, Dave Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, he's got a radio program. His deal is never borrow money. Basically, how to put
Man.
it. Yeah, and his stuff is a lot of scripture-based work. And, yeah,
from the Bible.
yeah, and basically the only thing he lets you borrow money for is for your house. Yeah. So, but anyway, on KRLD, it's an
Set this right here.
AM station. They still have those. He's got a show. Starts at I think 8 to 10, 8 to 11, and he takes calls from people call in and say, "Yeah, Dave, I got 10 credit cards,
Right. You
all
show him
maxed
how to
out."
work it
Yeah,
out.
and he'll give him, he'll tell them how to work out of it, and and then they always have a huge car loan,
Right.
and he makes them sell their car, get something cheap until you get out of debt.
Dang.
And the only thing he really allows is a house loan. He really wants you to pay off your house, but he'll allow you to take the loan out to buy the house.
So he's
And-
pretty much against credit.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. And then on Fridays they always have people call in,
And what's this show called?
and Dave Ramsey,
On where's that?
KRLD 1080 FM
1080 FM.
on 8 o'clock.
You showing your age, aren't you?
Yeah, 8 o'clock.
You showing your age, aren't you? Ain't nobody about. Ain't nobody
no one goes on the
Nobody.
AM.
If you would have said
AM.
Sirius FM or something like that.
No, it's on AM. Yeah, AM radio.
Well, I heard AM, man. All I heard is long dresses and big hats. That's all I hear. Okay.
Yeah, so
I can
people
dig it.
see. Yeah, so people call in Friday, and you get to scream out, "I'm debt free," and then he'll go over. They'll go, "When did you start?" It's like 3 years ago, and I took an extra job to pay off these credit cards, and
it
we
worked.
cut them all off. Yeah, cut the cable bill and all these bills, and then he says, once you're debt free, you can start doing things like giving to charity, and doing whatever you want to do, helping people out, and
That sounds
Yeah, so-
interesting. I probably won't ever check it out on 1080
Yeah.
AM, whatever that. You said AM?
yeah, I am.
Yeah, I probably won't ever check that out. I ain't
But-
gonna lie to you. But if y'all want to check that out,
Yeah.
listen, go to Dave Ramsey show. What time?
He's usually on 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
during the weekdays.
Is it 8 o'clock AM or PM?
PM.
Thank
Yeah.
God. At least he got a
Yeah.
good time. Because, I don't know, man. That's a little,
But he wants
little
you
different.
he wants you to pay cash. You just pay cash for everything. If you don't have the cash, then you don't get it. And it took me.
You did?
I'm 100% behind him. It took about, I don't know, good 7-8 years to get in that.
that thinking?
Get that thinking.
Okay.
So I buy all my
I
cars
might
used.
check it
Yeah,
out. I might check it out. It sounds like it might work. I just don't know about the 1080 FM, AM deal. But you know that stuff be static and all the time.
Yeah.
Is this station be static and stuff
No,
too?
it's pretty powerful. It comes in. It's the strongest
that stuff
one.
be sounding barbaric, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's old school for real. What's that other book you got over there, man?
Okay. Yeah, this is one I found a couple years ago. It's called the Little Book of Yes.
The Little Book of Yes.
Yeah, and it's your yes attitude. So if you're feeling down or not feeling like working too much, all I have to do is read a couple pages of this book, and it just really it's the one. It really relates to me. So. Oh. And he gives little pointers. It's really easy to read.
It's your thoughts behind your words you speak that create your attitude.
Yeah, and this guy's a
poet.
Dave Gitmer. Yeah, he's a sales consultant, a sales teacher. Goes around the world teaching people how to sell.
How to sell.
I'll go to companies that have sales, but. And that's not really my thing, but this book just really motivates me.
It does.
Yeah. So
there's nothing new about attitude.
You know, if you read two pages a day, you're going good.
And so if y'all want to get this book, man, if y'all not feeling like it, a lot of y'all probably gonna be reading this book every day you wake up. You gonna probably be reading this book. It's called The Little Book of Yes. The Little Gold Book of Yes Attitude by Jeffrey Gitomer. Jeffrey Gitomer. That's GITOMER''S.
And these are all on Amazon.com. And so that's where
now I'm going to tell you what kind of person I am. I'm a pretty nice person and a friendly person. One really good thing about me is I'm a very positive person, just like my dad. All right, you know, this works for you.
Yeah, this is a really great book. If you just got to read a couple pages a day, and it'll get you fired up to.
Already, man. Well, if y'all want to get that book, man, I'm gonna sit over there pretty too, man. You can get that book as well.
Yeah, these are all on Amazon. And, the Napoleon Hill book, they got different versions.
Strongly suggest to get this one. I strongly suggest you get it, man. That book there has, man, I ain't never seen my partner so fired up about opening business until he got a hold of that book. That boy read that book. I'm telling you.
And he'll tell you. You just start reading the book, and somewhere towards the middle, the idea of how you're gonna do it, and what you're gonna do is. It's going to come to you. It's going to come to your head.
Wow. So, get this book. Get this book. Think and Grow Rich, man. I'm telling you. I'm finna start reading the book. I'm Napoleon Hill. That's Napoleon Hill. Let me tell you.
I used to go through half-price books, and I found this old version, so I bought it for my collection.
So you wanted the original text.
Yeah, I've read mostly. I got three or four paperback books, but I just saw this old one.
How much this book cost you? $5.98.
It's worth a whole lot more than that.
Napoleon Hill, Hill, author of The Law of Success. Man, you got to get this book. I'm telling you, get this book. I'm finna start reading this book, man.
The funny thing is, like, this one is what do you call it? Dedicated. So somewhere along the line, they bought this book and gave it to this guy or a girl. I don't know. And
hey, John.
Okay, John. Yeah. And so maybe they used it, maybe they didn't, but it ended up down in half-price books after all these years. So
hey, a diamond in the rough, Doc. A diamond in the rough.
So it's funny to see, the people that didn't really do anything with it. Just got rid of it.
Tell the truth though. This wasn't really that bad. Well, you were nervous at the beginning, were you?
No, it's fine. Yeah,
it's cool. Like, it ain't really that bad. The people ain't really that bad. They actually want to sit there. I mean, we have 3 people on here consistently who have been watching the whole time, and I mean, you have dropped good information on people, man. Hopefully, somebody goes back and look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's real wise knowledge from a wise guy. 35 years of business, man. You can't help but to have something, you know, in you, not on you. It's got to be in you and not on you. I guarantee it.
Exactly.
Man, I'm so glad that you actually came over here and did this, man. A lot of people.
Great. Yeah, it went fast. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you. I told you it was gonna go. I told you it was gonna go fast, man. It just shoots by, man. You actually forget, like the nervousness leaves, right? You're not nervous anymore.
No.
Bro, y'all, he was so nervous to come over here, man.
This ain't my thing. You know?
And I know it, man, because getting in front of a platform is not really that easy. But I want to thank you for coming on, RJ, man. I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate you bringing the books, man, and just pouring into the people, man. You know, giving them some. Do not borrow. This is his motto. This is what he lives by. Do not borrow.
Just start small and let it grow. If it's a good idea, it'll grow.
Yeah, go ahead and tell them something, man, because we finna get off of here.
Okay. Yeah, you just reinvest your profits and just
reinvest your profits.
Yeah,
and say that one more time.
Reinvest your profits.
Don't go spend it on a trip.
And don't borrow, $100,000 to lease a nice expensive space, like storefront. And
don't do that.
If you could sell it online,
sell it online.
That's a good way to get started. That's a good way to get started.
Man, that's good, man. Reinvest your profits. I think that was one of the most powerful things that was said on here tonight. Reinvest your profits. Look, it's your boy Shelvin, man, and your boy RJ, man. Say, man, he said a lot of good stuff, man. We did a lot of good stuff on here, man. I just want to give one more shout out to the Hearing Eyes podcast, man, for constantly coming through, man, and doing this for the team, man. I'm doing this business series whether y'all like it or not. If you got a business mindset, get on here. We go get you there. We go encourage you. You go step off that porch by the end of this, because I'm just going to keep on driving it home. We got a real good guy coming on next week, man, by the name of Ken, man. And I'm telling you, man, he know how to make that bank bend. I'm telling you right now, you don't want to miss this dude. He is an entrepreneur, older guy, man, a real wise guy. Probably not your age. A little younger than you.
Oh, younger, okay.
But a little older than me. He's somewhere in between. How old you say you were? Oh, you didn't say, did you?
I'm 60. I'm 60. I'm proud I made it this far. So.
Already, man. This dude been telling me he was 29 since I met him.
Yeah, that's the way you gotta think. So.
Right. No, it's all good. It's all good, man. I love you, man. Hey, man, it's your boy Shelby, man. Look, we the podcast. We appreciate y'all for stopping through and chatting with us. Next week, come back. We gonna chat it up. Peace.